I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what you say about me. You're not in the position that I'm in to even be on the same level of me.
Listen, however they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. As simple as that. Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
See, when you're in top shape, you give a straight 400, 500 straight punches, and only got a trip.
To pick utterly hypothetical fights that are never going to take place except somewhere in your mind.
The money issue, that was their cash cow, and
but hell, you could have been the cash cow.
Listen, they don't think like that.
Floyd Mayweather's an all-time great. Terence Crawford, I think, will turn out to be an all-time great.
Yeah, every time it's a fighter from the past, from the present, or a fighter that's going to be in the future, they're going to keep comparing them to Floyd Mayweather.
To pass the torch. Nobody passed the torch to Terence Crawford.
You took it, huh?
Terence Crawford, now sitting at the very summit of his power, has no patience left for whispers or speculation. He delivered his message with absolute—
How do you beat Floyd though? Who's beating me?
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore.
I'm not worried about all that, my man. Floyd is undefeated. Nobody can beat me. You already know that, man.
Is Floyd better than you? You were there talking to. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
You knew I was going to pull up.
Okay, that's a no. That's a no. Floyd's not better than you.
clarity during a live broadcast. This isn't simply a challenge, it's a declaration. With a record built on dismantling champions, Crawford has demonstrated he is ready for the defining fight of his career, not another one of Mayweather's money-making showcases.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah. They pay you a lot of money probably for taking the risk. You know, and some older fighters want to test themselves and see if they still got it. And it's a business. Everybody know what we doing it for. Right. We like pit bulls. You know, you see a pit bull, they got their ring, they got their judge, and you know, they got the crowd around them to send them out there to kill each other. That's the same way with us.
From his perspective, the debate is finished. Crawford's recent destruction of Canelo.
When you look at my career, I paved my own way. I didn't piggyback off of any fighter. You know, I fought my way up to the top. When you look at, you know, any fighter, from Floyd Mayweather to any of them, when Floyd fought De La Hoya, you know, that was a whole big thing. You know, Floyd was the B-side, and, you know, he beat De La Hoya, and then he started rising to the top.
Alvarez was much more than a triumph. He walked in as the underdog and exited as the master, adding yet another division to his collection. The performance was boxing artistry, cold, precise.
Yeah, we're working. On a holiday where I blow a lot. Getting in. Let's get it. Honor the greats, do what we gotta do.
Did you watch the Terence Crawford Canelo Alvarez fight?
Yeah, I did.
Woo, talk about slick. Oh my goodness. Who's ever done that? Who's ever jumped up 2 weight classes like that? It's crazy.
Scary.
He's so clever, and it got to the point where he got so comfortable, he's like pit-patting him, and then like, what? You're watching, like, this is amazing.
Like, that's history, obviously. You shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to fight at that weight for the first time ever.
Against one of the greatest
greatest of all time, and do what you did. You're beyond an outlier. You're in the non.
And devastating, leaving observers stunned. Yet the most dramatic moment didn't come inside the ring. It arrived afterward, with Canelo seated at the post-fight press table. The crowd fell into silence. With a single remark, Canelo—
Because I think Floyd at his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter, but in those kind of matchups, I think defense usually beats the offense.
At one particular time, I did talk about, I did say Terence Crawford.
Okay.
Now, but what are we rating these fighters on? What are we rating these fighters on?
Floyd Mayweather's eyeball test.
That works for
You're
me.
eyeballing these guys. You watch Terence Crawford. You know why he has his problem getting the other welterweights in the ring with him.
Canelo pierced sacred ground. The aftermath was immediate. Fans, media, and fighters flooded social platforms, sparking endless arguments. Could Crawford's ferocious, switch-hitting brilliance—
Floyd Mayweather never disabused himself of the understanding that he was a more of a backup counterpuncher than a go-forward counterpuncher, regardless of what he did to Diego Corrales, and that's a different kind of approach and effect than what Crawford achieved the other night. So,
truly eclipsed Mayweather's flawless defensive craft? That daring claim soon reached the man whose name is tied to perfection itself. Floyd's initial response, however, was unexpectedly measured. Asked for thoughts—
Just put on the show. One thing about me, I've heard it all. When I say heard it all, I mean been around the world, competed against the best. When you talk about the Olympics, I competed against the best. Whether it was the world champion in the Olympics, whether it was the Cubans, I competed against the best. No matter Mexico, the pedigree of the Mexico boxing is truly unbelievable, but I competed against the best. My Uncle Roger Mayweather, you talk about Julio Cesar Chavez, he's an unbelievable fighter. My Uncle Roger fought him twice. He came up short, but he fought him twice. And it's always about competing and going up against the best. So Saturday, it is what it is. I'm Floyd Mayweather.
On Crawford's victory over Canelo, Mayweather issued only a restrained compliment. It's good for boxing. It was exciting. The best man won. When pressed about whether Canelo, now 35, might simply be past his prime, Floyd sidestepped with ease, saying, "Oh, I don't know." Boxing puts a lot of wear and tear on the body. Classic Mayweather seizing control of the narrative by placing—
That's why I say that. Bud is extremely skilled, right? Yet not as skilled as Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather made people look foolish, right? And so if I had to say who's the greatest I've seen, and Bud said it right, the best of an era and the best of an era, it's Floyd. But when I watched Bud against Canelo, there was this extreme skill on display, and there was a level of crazy that's different. There was a level of, and Floyd's extremely tough. Go back to Shane Mosley and the 2 punches he landed early in the fight and the way that he embarrassed him. I'm not saying that Floyd's not tough, Floyd's not a bad man, but there was domination inside that ring we saw this weekend.
He added that Terence Crawford has proven his own greatness by convincingly beating top fighters like Errol Spence and Canelo, highlighting both his courage and elite-level skills.
No fear in him in the way that he's attacked, gaining notoriety. Bud's been the baddest man for 12 years, but no one gave him credit because he didn't go tell you he was the baddest man. He didn't market that. He just went out and fought and beat people and knocked people out. So he had to move up and take the bigger fights and the better fights. And he was Errol Spence. We realized just how great he was. Canelo cemented him on what is the two-headed monster that marks the greatest of the 2000s. Floyd Mayweather is on that, and Bud Crawford is right next to him. I don't think we have to pick on who's better. I think they both dominated their era.
That wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss our upcoming uploads. And don't forget to drop your opinions in the comment section below. Stay connected and we'll catch you in the next video.